evening, everyone, and welcome. On behalf of the Canton Chamber of Commerce, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2026 State of Canton Township Address. Thank you all for taking your time out of your busy schedules to be here this evening. Tonight, we have business leaders, community partners, residents, and public officials gathered in one place, all because we share something in common. We care deeply about the future of Canton Township. Before we begin our featured presentation, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to the organizations that helped make tonight possible. Our presenting sponsors, J.T. Crova Towing and Mayflower Towing. If you are here, please stand and be recognized. Round of applause for J.T. Crova and Mayflower Towing, please. Their continued support demonstrates their commitment to this community and the businesses that really make Canton thrive. And also our supporting sponsors, OHM Advisors and Michael Baker International. Please stand and be recognized if you are in attendance. Thank you so much. Your work across communities like ours helps strengthen infrastructure and long-term growth. So a round of applause for all of our sponsors this evening, please. Also, we would like to introduce and acknowledge our elected officials who have joined us this evening. Please stand and recognize when your name is, be recognized as your name is called. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell. State Representative Ranjiv Puri, State Representative Matt Kolazar, Wayne County Commissioner Melissa Daub, Wayne County Executive Warren Evans, Wayne County Deputy Executive Assad Turfy, Wayne County Assistant Executive Bruce Simpson, Van Buren Township Supervisor Kevin McNamara, Northville Township Supervisor Mark Abbo, Northville Mayor Brian Turnbull, Plymouth Township Supervisor Chuck Kermy, Belleville Mayor Ken Voigt, Romulus Mayor Robert McCrate, Westland Deputy Mayor James Godbout, Judge Michael Giroux, 35th District Court, Judge Joe Barone, 35th District Court, Judge Jim Plakis, 35th District Court, and Judge Mark Slavens. And last but certainly not least, Superintendent Dr. Monica Merritt. We welcome all of our elected officials. Events like this are important because they give us an opportunity to pause and reflect. To reflect on where we have been as a community, what we have accomplished together, and where we are headed next. The State of the Township Address is more than just a report. It is a moment for our community to hear about the vision, priorities, and momentum shaping the future of Canton Township. And if there is one thing that makes Canton special, it is the spirit of collaboration that exists here. Canton Township continues to be a place where businesses want to invest, families want to live, and entrepreneurs want to invest. Our community has built a reputation for being forward-thinking, welcoming, and resilient. And whether it is our strong local economy, the quality of our public services, or the partnerships between local government, businesses, and organizations like the Canton Chamber of Commerce, Canton continues to demonstrate why it truly is the place to be. This evening, we have the opportunity to hear directly from the person that is leading the vision of Canton Township. Marie Graham-Hudak was elected as Canton Township's first woman supervisor in November of 2020 and is now proudly serving in her second term. In addition to her leadership here in Canton, Marie represents our township on numerous local and regional boards. She currently serves as chair of the Conference of Western Wayne, representing 18 communities, sits on the executive board of the 35th District Court, and serves as chair of the Western Township Utilities Authority Executive Board. She is also vice chair of the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments Executive Committee, helping guide regional planning and collaboration across Southeast Michigan. And Marie has long been deeply involved in community service. Her work has included roles with organizations such as the League of Women Voters, Plymouth Canton Citizens for Diversity and Inclusion, the Plymouth Canton Interfaith Community Outreach Group, South Asian American Voices for Impact, Canton Rotary, and many others. Her involvement in these organizations strengthens Canton's partnerships at the local and regional levels. It also ensures that Canton has a strong voice when important decisions are being made and projects are being planned. Most importantly, it reflects her commitment to continuing to build a strong and diverse community for all who call Canton home. And Marie is married to her husband, Hatley, and together they have 4 adult children and 2 grandsons. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Canton Township Supervisor Marie Graham-Hudak as she delivers the 2026 State of Canton Township Address.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to take a picture of everybody when I'm done, so just get your smiles ready. Good evening and welcome to Canton Village in the heart of Cherry Hill Village. And I want to start with a little joke because it's important. And it's always involving kids. So last week I went to read to some kids at Field Elementary, 2nd graders. They were 8 years old. And the teacher said, you have to ask her questions about the government. And she had to keep pulling them back to the subject. So one little boy said, do you like your job? I said, yes, I like my job. And then the next little girl said, do you dye your hair? And I said, yes, I dye my hair. And then she said, well, what color do you dye your hair? And I said, well, the color that you see. And she says, well, why do you want to dye your hair that color? And I said, I think it's time we take pictures now. So, geez, oh, Pete. So I want to welcome our returning guests, and I would like to give a special welcome to our first-time attendees to the State of the Township. Like we say in Canton, you belong here. I'd like to give a few introductions before we give you a tour with our video, tour around Canton. First, I want to say thank you to the Canton Chamber of Commerce for partnering with Canton Township on this annual event. It's so important to the community. The Canton Chamber does tremendous work with our businesses in Canton, advocating for their needs, promoting their products and services, and celebrating their successes. Thomas, Pam, and their team have been anchoring the Chamber's success for many years, and for their service to the community, we are grateful. Let's give them a big round of applause. And their service translates into a stronger business community here in Canton. Just last year, over 100 new businesses joined the Canton Chamber, from small mom and pop shops to some of the largest companies in the world. Canton's business community is alive, healthy, and in many ways leading the region. Can members of our business community and chamber please stand up so we can say thank you? Can you turn the lights on for a sec? The businesses, chamber members. Oh, I know there's more than one. There you go. Thank you. Okay. As said before, this annual event is a partnership between Canton Chamber and the Township. Our team in Canton works diligently to create the best experience we can offer each year. So let's take a moment to thank Canton's 800+ employees for their hard work. Can you please stand up, employees? Come on. And for putting today's event together, particularly the cable and communications team, led by communications manager Kristen Thomas, who's up in the booth, for their dedication to keeping the community educated and informed about all things Canton. In a time when good, reliable information is at a premium, Kristen and her team provide residents and businesses with the best we have to offer. The most important partnership that Canton enjoys is that among our Board of Trustees. You can see them up here. Clerk Michael Segrist, Treasurer Diane Slavens, Trustees Amara Ansari, Kate Berdinsky, Summer Foster, and Tanya Ganguly. Can you please stand up? We rely on each other for insight and guidance as we strive to meet our year goal of moving Canton forward each year. By the way, today is Treasurer Slavin's birthday. So, does anyone know how to sing happy birthday in Polish? Want to join me? 100 lat, 100 lat, nie żyje, żyje nam. 100 lat, 100 lat, nie żyje, żyje nam. 100 lat, 100 lat, nie żyje, żyje nam. Nie żyje nam. See, there's so many Polish people here. Yay! And of course, we move on to our next slide, our directors, and our Deputy Supervisor, Joseph Halver. We would not be able to reach any of our goals without the strong leadership of our Deputy Supervisor, Joe Halver, and all of our directors. They lead staff on the daily tasks that make these accomplishments possible. Directors and Joe, would you please stand up? Come on, I know you're here. I'd like to take a few minutes to highlight a few handful of statistics that will give you a feeling of the everyday work that goes on and makes all our partnerships and collaborations successful. In case you haven't heard, our Leisure Services Department is now name changed to Parks, Recreation, and Community Services. They are in charge of bringing the fun to the community, and they are great at it. You can see they provide entertainment, enrichment, and engagement to our residents and visitors alike. Also included in the totals, you have participants in our Club 55 and park rentals, and that is under the lead of John Lefevre. In addition to the 80 capital improvement projects municipal services had a hand in, you can see that each of its divisions were hard at work each and every day. These numbers showcase the often unsung duties of the public works and engineering divisions. Their behind the scenes and underground work is what keeps our community running smoothly. Additionally, planning approved 30 applications for projects of all sizes, including Fire Station 4, which is coming soon, the Independent Living Alliance in Cherry Hill Village, and more. Our building division issued over 11,000 permits and performed 23,235 inspections, and that is under Director Norwood. Overall, for the police, we like to actually see decreases in these kind of police statistics. For instance, the 11% decrease in response times is a significant drop and shows the impact of having a fully staffed patrol. And dispatch is anticipated to be fully staffed in 2026, likely resulting in this number dropping even further. The increase in mental health-related cases may seem like a negative. However, most of these calls resulted in successful referrals to helpful services. This is an indication that higher demand for non-criminal response resources are necessary, and we are committed to exploring that topic further. And this year is a special year as we are celebrating 50 years since the inception of our police department, with many celebrations to follow. And in the audience, we have Miss Carol Bodenmiller, and she was on the board of trustees 50 years ago when they approved Canton Township to have a police force. So can you please stand up, Carol? Where are you? I told you you'd have to stand up. Can we give her a big round of applause? Carol helped start the successful story that we all find out about this year. It's hard to put a number on everything that our Information Technology and Innovation Department does for our organization. However, their daily efforts keep our information secure, our servers and computers running smoothly, and our staff trained on the latest technologies. All of this provides the end result of better service to our residents. And this is under the lead of Director Victor Abegbu. I forgot to say, under the police department, we have Deputy Chief Joe Biley. Don't want to let anyone out. Each year, our Human Resources Department is responsible for hiring dozens of employees. In addition to the extensive process, they have also added many appreciation and celebration events for our employees, showing them how much they mean to us and our residents. They have also brought many of our processes online, making them more efficient. And this is under the direction of Director Rochelle Howell. Hi, Rochelle. Many of our departments are accredited regionally and nationally, such as our finance department, GFOA certification. They pass every audit while handling our $196 million budget every year. And on Tuesday, our fire department was reaccredited for the second time with the prestigious Commission on Fire Accreditation International. This organization that evaluates fire departments to ensure they meet the highest standards in service, training, and operation. This accreditation is only given to 2 other fire stations in the state, Grand Rapids and the airport, and 350 across the country. We are very proud. And this is under the direction of Director Chris Stockline, and of course our finance director is Wendy Turnbull. The work done by our outstanding employees day in and day out is truly appreciated. The partnership and collaboration they showed throughout their careers have made Canton what we know today. We are proud that we have so many long-term employees who have finished out their careers with us. We thank them for their dedication and service to the Canton community. Before we begin our tour of Canton, I just want to point out really quickly, we have a new flag also. And this is commemorated this year. And we actually have, the fringe was sewed by what I call our Betsy Ross of Canton, Joan Norix. So please enjoy the colorful flag as you walk out also. But I want to take a moment to celebrate Canton's incredible diversity. The heart of Canton's strength, our community is a vibrant example of how people can thrive in harmony when we choose compassion over discord. Through simple acts of kindness, cooperation, and curiosity, we're showing that even in tumultuous times like today, we are stronger when we stand together with all of our fellow communities. Through simple acts of kindness, oh, I said that already. We're stronger, right? Yeah. Finally, before the video starts, I want to thank Canton residents for the incredible honor to continue serving as your township supervisor. Every day and sometimes at night, I wake up thinking how best to organize and live my day to represent the people of Canton Township with grit, passion, and heart. Most days, I hope I succeed in this mission, but I know there are times when I may fall short, and it is those times that I realize what it truly means to be lifted by a community. I continue to learn from each of you every day. Thank you for coming, and with that, enjoy the trip around Canton. In the spirit of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, which we celebrate this year, I want to reflect on a powerful idea at the heart of our democracy. The Declaration speaks of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is a statement of independence, but it is also a reminder that progress and success comes when we work together, when we form alliances, when we embrace partners, when we act upon our shared values, when we recognize that collaboration, not isolation, is how people and communities thrive. That belief guides how we govern here in Canton. Partnership and collaboration are essential in modern government. The challenges we face, whether it's infrastructure, public safety, environmental protection, community engagement, or economic development, are regional, often calling for regional cooperation, partnership, and collaboration. By working together, we combine resources, expertise, and perspective. We scale important decisions, avoiding inefficiencies and wasted effort. We deliver better services more effectively and affordably. And most importantly, we achieve lasting results for our residents. Canton is fortunate to enjoy strong partnerships at every level of government. We work closely with Wayne County Executive Warren Evans and his team, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, State Representative Ranjit Puri, State Senator Dana Pohanke, Wayne County Commissioner Melissa Daub, local officials in Plymouth, Northville, Van Buren, and other surrounding communities. And we work with regional groups and agencies like the Conference of Western Wayne and the Southeastern Michigan Council of Government, SEMCOG. As a Canton Township Supervisor, I am honored to chair the Conference of Western Wayne this year and sit as an officer for SEMCOG to continue strengthening these regional partnerships, which are active, ongoing, and achieving results. Canton also relies on meaningful collaborations with nonprofits like GrowthWorks and Kid Talk, service organizations like the Canton Chamber of Commerce and Rotary Club, the Plymouth Canton School District, and private sector partners, because progress happens best when our partners are at the table. One of the most visible examples of collaboration is the $9.5 million Cherry Hill Village revitalization effort, made possible through partnerships with Wayne County and Congresswoman Debbie Dingell using American Rescue Plan Act funding. Last year, we reopened Preservation Park with major improvements, including a new farmers market pavilion, recognized as the 2025 Project of the Year by the American Public Works Association. Historic buildings were restored, pathways added, and accessibility improved. We added 37 new public parking spaces, enhanced stormwater management with new water feature ponds, and continue construction on Town Square Park, a future gathering place for concerts, photos, picnics, and community celebrations. Later this year, we will open the restored Henry Ford Factory building as a 2-story community center, preserving its historic character while creating spaces for events, recreation, and shared experiences for generations to come. And private sector investment has followed this revitalization effort, with several development projects underway or completed in 2025, like Greenland Market and Sajby. Sometimes collaboration is not optional, it is essential. When radioactive waste was proposed for disposal at the Wayne Disposal Landfill in Van Buren Township, Canton joined forces with Van Buren, Romulus, Belleville, Wayne County, and other neighboring communities to protect the health of our residents and the Great Lakes watershed. That unified effort was successful first when the court issued an injunction against Wayne Disposal from accepting radioactive waste from the Manhattan Project in 2024. And then winning an expanded injunction prohibiting all radioactive waste from coming to Michigan landfills in August of 2025. After these injunctions and tremendous pushback from the citizens in the community, the Army Corps of Engineers decided to ship the waste to Texas instead of Michigan. I was honored to testify against radioactive waste being shipped to Michigan before the Michigan Senate Committee on Energy and Environment, and on behalf of legislation to reform the way Michigan accepts, sites, stores, monitors, and transports hazardous waste. But the fight continues in the courts and the state legislature, and we remain vigilant in opposing future threats. Similarly, when Salem Township threatened to build a sewage plant that would dump hundreds of thousands of gallons of wastewater into the Fellows Creek, Canton said no way, and instead organized a coalition of communities to find a better solution for the region. Regional cooperation between Canton, Plymouth, Van Buren, Ypsilanti, Wayne, and Washtenaw counties and the state of Michigan led to a pipeline solution which will protect homes along the creek, air quality, and downstream communities throughout the Rouge River watershed. Another example of collaboration is our partnership with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Over the past 2 years, we have worked together on an intensive study of Canton's land and waterways to identify areas vulnerable to flooding. This effort included detailed analysis of Fowler Creek and portions of Fellows Creek, as well as data from residents impacted by flooding events. A draft study is now complete, and we will be sharing those findings with the community in the coming week. Another step forward, smarter planning, and stronger resilience. When roads, sidewalks, and bridges need to be built or repaired, partnerships matter. Canton is grateful for its partners in Wayne County and the state legislature who have helped to secure millions to fund road improvement, new sidewalks, and bridges. Wayne County granted Canton $1 million in 2025 to fix ASR-affected roads, and combined with the $5 million grant secured in 2024 by State Representative Ranjit Puri, Canton will finally say goodbye to ASR-affected public roads in 2026, as our engineering team plans to replace the last known ASR roads in Canton. Wayne County also resurrected the popular Township Match program for local roads in 2025, granting Canton an additional $750,000 in funding to fix neighborhood and subdivision roads. Canton's match was made possible by our popular roads millage, which now leverages local dollars to win even more road funding. Speaking of the roads millage, we fixed 5 miles of major roads in 2025, major projects occurring on Beck and Geddes. We were also able to partner with 23 subdivisions on patching and spot work in their neighborhood. In 2025, Canton was awarded $908,626 from the Southeastern Michigan Council of Governments as part of their Transportation Alternatives Program, or TAP. TAP projects are transportation-related improvements to roadways, local streets, and corridors. Most often, they address mobility options through new or enhanced bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure. Canton will use the funding to fill sidewalk gaps within a quarter mile of 5 schools: Honda Elementary, the high school campus, Crescent Academy, Dotson Elementary, and Gallimore Elementary. In addition to the TAP grant, Canton also received a $2.6 million grant to help construct a roundabout at Sheldon and Palmer Road. The funding is from the Federal Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality Improvement Plan, or CMAQ program, administered by the SEMCOG for a 7-county region to finance transportation projects that cut traffic and reduce vehicle emissions, which improve regional air quality and mobility. Planned for 2027, this will be the first roundabout in our community. SEMCOG has also awarded a grant for a subsequent roundabout, Falls, Denton, and Ridge Road, which is planned for 2029. If you enjoy walking on smooth, accessible sidewalks, then we've got you covered. Canton will invest over $2 million filling sidewalk gaps in 2026, work made possible by state grants secured by Representative Curie and Senator Polanyi. An estimated 4 miles of sidewalk gaps will be filled in 2026, with more to come in future years. Finally, Canton, Wayne County, and MDOT have begun work to construct a pedestrian bridge over I-275 along Palmer Road. This bridge for walkers and bikers alike was made possible by a $3,250,000 state grant and $1 million commitment from Wayne County. Canton's police and fire departments continue to provide excellence in service to our residents and partner with neighboring county and state agencies to fight crime, enhance emergency response time, and serve the most vulnerable people in our community. Since 2023, Canton's Fire Department has led a coalition of Western Wayne communities to improve response times across jurisdictions. And in 2025, the coalition was awarded $4.8 million in federal funding and $1.2 million in county funding. This $6 million in federal and county funding will support emergency vehicle preemption systems throughout Western Wayne. Smart traffic technologies that allow emergency vehicles to temporarily override traffic signals, turning intersection signals green for emergency responders, reducing response time, and keeping drivers on the road safe. The Canton Police Department collaborates with various retailers, police departments, and the Attorney General's Organized Retail Crime Unit to fight retail fraud in Canton across multiple jurisdictions. Together with the Attorney General's Office, the Canton Police Department displaces, disrupts, and dismantles criminal networks whose retail fraud crime costs local businesses millions. By partnering with the Attorney General's Office, the Police Department identifies the leaders of these criminal enterprises, arrests them, and brings them to justice. The Canton Police Department is currently enjoying a partnership with Kids Talk Children's Advocacy Center. Officer Jennifer Gianola received the 2025 Linda Baker Advocate of the Year Award, which is given to an outstanding multidisciplinary team member who goes above and beyond in their support and partnership with Kids Talk. Working with Senator Gary Peters and Alyssa Slotkin's offices, Canton is pursuing funding to install police communication antennas in school buildings throughout the Plymouth Canton schools, enhancing emergency response capabilities and keeping our students safer. Our police and fire departments continue to engage the community as well through the Coffee with a Cop series, community policing events, and our annual spray day, which is fun for the whole family. As you may already know, towards the end of 2024, the Michigan State Legislature passed a law ending the power of communities to opt out of transit millages. Opt-out had been an option for communities for over 30 years in Southeast Michigan, and Canton has always opted out of the public transportation tax, which is about $1 million in Wayne County's approximately $500 a year for an average Canton homeowner. With the opt-out ended, Wayne County plans to place the countywide transportation millage before the Canton voters in 2026. So, in 2025, we worked collaboratively with 7 Western Wayne communities to plan for this transition, garnering community input and feedback on the kind of public transportation system residents and businesses would support in Canton. And throughout Western Wayne, Northville, Plymouth, Van Buren, and Westland have all worked with us to survey residents and businesses, gather feedback at community events, and communicate with Wayne County and SMART to ensure the new transportation plan matches each community's unique needs. The results thus far have been encouraging, with many residents and businesses supporting greater access to transportation for all. This year, we will keep working to gather community input, feedback, and developing a draft transportation plan to put before Canton residents, businesses, and our partnering community. In 2025, we were elated to receive $400,000 in grant funding from the state legislature with the support of Rep. Curie to support the Michigan Avenue Innovation Network, or MAIN, a network of 8 communities between Detroit and Ann Arbor, working to attract innovation-driven industries, technology companies, create high-paying jobs, and transform Michigan Avenue into a vibrant destination. Because of this grant, we've engaged Plant Moran Real Point to lead the effort to develop the corridor. The Canton Chamber of Commerce welcomes new businesses to the Canton community every week, and we're very fortunate to have them located in the lower level of the administration building. This partnership has given renewed energy to a popular chamber offering, Leadership Canton. The new class of Leadership Canton relaunched in 2025 with 20 participants. The class immersed themselves in all things Canton by visiting Plymouth Canton Educational Park, Canton's landfill, Cherry Hill Village, Canton's parking facilities, major businesses in the community such as IKEA and Yazaki, and more. Interactive experience included a day with Canton's Police and Fire and a community day of impact spent volunteering at the Salvation Army. Partnerships don't just expand what we can do, they help us do it better. When the 35th District Court needed support implementing its new 5-year capital improvement plan, Canton stepped in. By providing staff expertise and oversight, we helped the court move forward after multiple attempts to fill key positions. The result? Hundreds of thousands of dollars saved, benefiting both the court and Canton taxpayers. In cooperation with the Friends of the Rouge and the Canton Nature Society, started by Clerk Michael Segrist, we added a new 6,000 square foot native garden along the south and east side of the administration building, as well as in the flower beds flanking the front entrance. The Michigan native plants used in the garden will add colorful blooms and provide food and habitat for wildlife. This new native garden is an excellent complement to Canton's several pollinator gardens that are located throughout the township at Heritage Park, the Village Arts Factory, and at ZB West Nature Area, to name just a few sites. Canton's Parks Division's partnerships with the Canton Nature Society, along with the nonprofit organization Creating Habitats for Pollinators, support the effort to help foster native grasses, bees, and insects in these dedicated habitats will hopefully inspire more residents to add pollinator habitats to their property. Partnerships with the private sector also bring tangible benefits. Our new electric vehicle charging stations at Bellows Creek Golf Club, installed at no cost to taxpayers, serve residents and travelers while generating revenue for the township. Business sponsorships support our parks and community events, helping stretch public dollars while strengthening community ties. Through partnership with community groups, the Village Theater hosted over 270 performances, attended by nearly 40,000 people last year. Youth and sports organizations continue to thrive through shared facilities and strong cooperation. Environmental partnerships are expanding native gardens, greenways, and water access while earning Canton recognition as a Michigan Green Community and Tree City USA. And innovative work-study partnerships give young people hands-on job training, building skills, confidence, and opportunity. As we reflect on 250 years of American independence, let us remember that our strength has always been drawn from our interdependence and trust. Trust between government, businesses, organizations, and residents. Trust between neighborhoods, communities, and regions. Trust in our shared values and destiny. In Canton, we don't just solve problems, we build bridges, both literal and figurative, whether local, county, state, or federal. No level of government succeeds alone. Our greatest achievements come from shared purpose, mutual trust, and strong partnership. Whether it is protecting our water from radioactive waste, fixing our neighborhood roads, or revitalizing the historic heart of Cherry Hill Village, we do it better when we do it together. And providing services is the essential purpose of government. Canton will continue to lead by working together because collaboration is not just how we get things done. It is how we build a stronger, safer, and more vibrant community for everyone. Thank you to our partners, our staff, our board, and most importantly, our residents, for making 2026 a landmark year for our community. Together, we continue to move Canton forward.
I will ask that our township supervisor please stand once more and be recognized. Thank you so much. Supervisor Hudak, the Canton Chamber is proud to have a partner in you, and we look forward to continuing to build upon that partnership and making it even stronger as we move throughout 2026. Before we conclude tonight's program, I would like to take a moment, of course, to once again to thank the businesses that made this event possible this evening. So once again to our sponsors, our presenting sponsors, J.T. Crover Towing and Mayflower Towing. Round of applause for them, please. Our supporting sponsors, OHM Advisors and Michael Baker International. Thank you so much. And just a round of applause for all of our sponsors, please. This evening, we had the opportunity to hear about the progress being made across our township and the vision that continues to guide Canton forward. And I believe that you would agree with me when I say that it is clear that Canton Township is a community on the move. With strong leadership, thoughtful planning, and collaboration between local government, businesses, and residents, Canton continues to be one of the most dynamic and desirable communities in our region. And that momentum that we're seeing in our community is something that we're also experiencing within our organization, within the Canton Chamber. Marie alluded to this in her opening comments. Over the past year, the Chamber has experienced tremendous growth. In the last year alone, we have welcomed more than 105 new businesses as members of the Canton Chamber, which is a strong indicator of the confidence businesses have in this community and in its future. Canton is growing, businesses are investing, and entrepreneurs are choosing to build their dreams right here. And of course, the Canton Chamber is here to support. And as we've launched 2026, the Canton Chamber is embracing a theme that really reflects our position in the community. Our 2026 theme is Powered by Momentum, Turning Growth into Impact. The growth we are experiencing in Canton is not just about numbers, it's about opportunity. It is about strengthening our local economy, supporting our entrepreneurs, and making sure that the success of our businesses continues to benefit the entire community. If you are a business owner here tonight and would like to learn more about how the Canton Chamber can support you and your business and how we can serve you, we would love to connect with you. Our office, as was mentioned in the presentation, is conveniently located inside of the Canton Township Administration Building, and our team is always ready and eager to help businesses build connections, grow their networks, and take advantage of the many opportunities that exist in Canton Township. So in conclusion, I should mention also, there's still food out here. Please help yourself before you exit the building. The food has been provided by Chef Steve Lamar, private chef, so we thank him for partnering with us on this event as well. Thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you to Canton Township and Anna Marie, and thank you to all of you for being here this evening and for being a part of what makes Canton such an incredible place to live, work, and do business. Have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to seeing you next year at the 2027 State of the Township. Drive safely.